If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
About a dozen people here tonight already that have come up, and I got a guy here in the front. There's a lot of foo going on in Baltimore. There's a lot of people wanting to get ugly. So I have in my pocket right now, we're going to see if Brendan can put these on. A lot of folks say that you can't grow one, so we found those for $8 at the Urban Outfitters. That's class.
There we go.
How's that?
Nah, I really feel like Cheech and Chong, for real.
There is a Cheech quality there.
I already look Mexican with it. Now I really look official. ¿Qué pasó?
See what we've started?
Do I gotta keep them on? Do I gotta keep them on?
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean,
this is gonna get me a lot of girls, I tell you.
all right, back to football. We're going to San Diego this weekend. Just some thoughts about making a West Coast trip, second time out in the last couple of weeks against the team that has come back to life. I mean, had they lost last week, they would have moved this game. I think that's common knowledge. They would have put your friend Tebow on the nighttime. But instead, the game means a lot now for San Diego. They're still very much involved in this thing. And we've got, we're pretty much amounts to a short work week, right? Getting out there on Friday night.
Yeah, we're going to go out there on Friday. We're playing a team that's very capable, a team that led in almost every category last year, #1 defense, #1 offense. So they're still the same team. Phillip Rivers, he's just not doing the same things that he did last year, but they're still a very capable team with a lot of talent on the offensive, defensive side of the ball, and actually have a good special teams unit as well. So it's always tough when you have to go out to the West Coast and play, but it's going to be an exciting game, and I think this will be the game that puts us over their edge. We go over there and we get a win in San Diego, and 13-3 is going to be a lot more touchable.
Yeah, I think, Joe, when you saw the schedule come out, you knew going to San Diego in December that we were going to be a good team. They were probably going to be a good team. This is going to be a tough game to win.
Definitely. These guys always play well, and they always play well, especially at the end of the year. They had a little slip up there kind of throughout the middle of the year, but they started off really hot, and like I said, they always seem to finish well and play really well in December. So these guys are a good football team, and we're going to go out there and give it our best and really play well. The West Coast trips, this will be our second one, and normally they're not too big of an issue for East Coast teams going to West Coast, but it will shorten the week up. It'll make the week feel a little bit shorter in turn, just because we'll have to shorten our Friday up a little bit and get out there, sit on a plane for a little bit extra long period of time. But hey, these guys are a good football team. Doesn't matter where we play them. We just got to go make sure we play a good football game. And I think the outcome will be where we want it to be.
And I think there's still a team that remembers in 2009 they were on the game-winning drive and we stopped them inside the red zone.
Oh, the Ray Lewis play.
The Ray Lewis tackle.
Sure.
Yeah. So I think they're a team that still is going to remember that. They're still a team that's going to want to avenge that loss. So there's going to be a lot at stake.
I think it's just been so much fun yesterday. Just even after the game, Baltimore Ravens fans in the stadium were openly cheering for the Redskins yesterday. First time I can ever remember a cheer elicited when the Redskins did something well on the scoreboard. And I guess that's where we are at this time of year. And I thought it was very funny. Ray Rice came into the press conference yesterday. Joe, you didn't do the interview room. Ray came in right as both the games were ending simultaneously. And he looked to the left and he saw one game go the wrong way, and he looked to the right, saw the other game go the other way. And I think every Raven fan's the first thing they were doing, checking their phones, checking the radio, doing whatever they needed to do to see if we had gained ground on Houston or gained ground. I mean, I guess that scoreboard watching is as big for the players as it is for the fans at this point, yeah?
Oh, I mean, we see during the game, I see the scores of the other games. I mean, it's tough not to have that huge scoreboard. I mean, sometimes when you're sitting on the bench, you can't see the game through all the players, so you got to look at the scoreboard, to watch the play going on, and, by default, you see the scores underneath, so you know what's going on. And bottom line is I think we all have to start rooting for those guys, because I think if we root for them, they probably won't do as good. But, hey, I mean, I don't think any of us are planning on Houston or New England or Pittsburgh losing any games. I think we're planning on the fact that we're going to have to go win our next 3 in order to get what we want. They're good football teams, and they're going to play well the rest of the year. So, we have to act like they're going to win the rest of their games.
Well, the home playoff thing, something none of us here have experienced in 5 years. I talked a little bit to Ed Reed about it yesterday. Just guys like, you two have never played a playoff game inside of our stadium, and you played in half dozen playoff games the last 3 years. I mean, it's just been a crazy circumstance, and now 4 teams at the top at 10-3. We thought this was a year where the Colts were getting out of the way and certain teams weren't going to be as good, but it's going to take 13 wins to get that #1 seed.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we go from being a #1 seed to still having a home playoff game. You know, we're going to be, if we don't get the #1 seed, we're going to be a wild card most likely, because Pittsburgh is going to have won the division. So, you know, we're either going to be the best or probably the 5th seed. You know, it's not like we're going to be the best or the 3rd or 4th seed and still get a home playoff game. You know, we're either going to get a bye or, you know, we're going to be one of the wild card teams that have to go on the road somewhere. And hey, that's the way it is. That's the way it is. But, you know, the good thing for us is that we do control our own destiny. If we went out, we don't care what anybody else does. It's not like we're in Pittsburgh's position. That's kind of the position we were in last year. We were kind of where Pittsburgh was last year. We had to rely on them losing a football game. And, you know, we did our job last year. We won our last 4 football games after they had beat us. But they owned the tiebreaker. Well, now we have to do our job this year and continue to win so that, you know, they don't slip in front of us and, you know, take one away and force us to go on the road again.
They're going out to the West Coast as well, play in San Francisco, and I think that's going to be a tough game for them. Coming off, San Francisco came off a heartbreaking loss to Arizona, so I think they're going to bounce back and have a really good game against Pittsburgh on Sunday. So I'm looking forward to that game.
I think as Raven fans, all we can ask for is we're a week and a half out on Christmas and the holidays, and the team has great promise to go to Indianapolis and win a Super Bowl, and I think that's all we can ask for. Here during 4 and 12, okay? I remember all of that. Brendan Ayanbadejo, give it up for Joe Flacco. We'll step out, we'll take a break. We're coming back from High Toss. We'll do more. Luke and Glenn will finish things up with BA right after this.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.